Scorpio has one of the most intense reputations in the entire zodiac. Mysterious, controlling, possessive, emotionally powerful. People say Scorpio wants dominance, wants control, wants to be the one holding emotional power in every connection. But what if that control is not about power at all? What if it is about protection? What if Scorpio's emotional control is not manipulation, but fear? A fear so deep, so silent, that even Scorpio struggles to name it. The fear of losing what they love. Scorpio does not connect lightly. They do not fall halfway. When they invest in someone, they go all in. Emotionally, mentally, energetically, their attachment is not casual. It is transformative. And because their love is so intense, the idea of losing it feels catastrophic. Not uncomfortable, not disappointing, catastrophic. So before loss can surprise them, Scorpio tries to control the environment, the emotions, the narrative. If they can sense distance early, they can protect themselves before the fall. From the outside, this looks like dominance. Scorpio asks questions. Scorpio reads between lines. Scorpio notices subtle shifts in tone and energy. They sense when something feels off before anyone else does. And when they feel that shift, their instincts activate. They become observant, strategic, guarded. They do not react immediately, they calculate. Because for Scorpio, emotional survival depends on awareness. What people misunderstand is that Scorpio does not control because they feel powerful. They control because they feel vulnerable. Their emotions run deep beneath the surface, like an ocean that rarely reveals its true depth. They do not display every fear openly, internalize it, they analyze it. They attempt to manage it quietly. If they can maintain influence over the situation, they feel less exposed, less at risk, less likely to be blindsided. Scorpio's greatest fear is not conflict. It is abandonment. It is betrayal. It is discovering that the person they trusted completely was not as committed as they believed. Once Scorpio gives their loyalty, it is absolute. They expect the same intensity in return. And when they sense imbalance, it destabilizes them. Instead of expressing that fear vulnerably, they often tighten their grip emotionally. They test, they observe, they look for confirmation. Testing is one of Scorpio's hidden behaviors, not out of cruelty, but out of anxiety. They may pull back slightly to see if you chase. They may withhold information to see if you ask. They may observe how you react under pressure. They are searching for proof of loyalty, because words alone are not enough. Scorpio trusts patterns, consistency, emotional endurance. This is where their emotional control becomes misunderstood. When Scorpio feels insecure, they do not cry openly. They do not plead. They rarely beg for reassurance. Instead, they shift into composed intensity. Their face remains calm. Their voice remains steady. But internally, their mind is racing. Are they pulling away? Did I miss something? Am I about to lose this? Control becomes their attempt to quiet that inner storm. Scorpio also struggles with trust because once they are betrayed, they do not forget. They may forgive, but they never erase the memory. Their emotional archive is detailed. They remember tone, timing, subtle inconsistencies. And if they sense repetition, their walls rise instantly. It is not about revenge. It is about self-preservation. In relationships, Scorpio loves fiercely. Protect their partner with unmatched loyalty. They will defend, support, and invest deeply. But they need security in return. Not surface-level affection, but unwavering commitment. When that security is present, Scorpio softens in ways few ever witness. They become deeply affectionate, emotionally transparent, almost childlike in their devotion. But when that security feels threatened, their survival instincts return. The irony is powerful. Scorpio's attempt to control sometimes creates the very distance they fear. When they become overly guarded or suspicious, partners may feel restricted. When they struggle to express vulnerability directly, misunderstandings grow. Scorpio's silence can feel like secrecy. Their intensity can feel like pressure. And the cycle repeats. Fear leads to control. Control leads to tension. Tension leads to emotional risk. Healing for Scorpio begins with a radical realization. Vulnerability does not equal weakness. Expressing fear does not guarantee abandonment. In fact, the opposite is often true. When Scorpio learns to say, "I'm afraid of losing you," instead of tightening emotional control, connection deepens. Their power does not diminish, it transforms. Scorpio's emotional depth is one of the most powerful forces in the zodiac. They are capable of profound loyalty, transformative love, and unwavering resilience. But that same depth must be shared, not guarded behind constant control. True security does not come from monitoring every variable. It comes from trusting that even if loss happens, they will survive it, because Scorpio is stronger than they realize. They've rebuilt themselves before. They've risen from emotional devastation, stronger, wiser, more self-aware. Their symbol is transformation for a reason. They are not fragile. They are intense. And intensity, when balanced with openness, becomes unstoppable. If you are a Scorpio and you recognize yourself in this pattern, understand this. Your desire for control is not evil. It is protective. But you deserve love that does not require constant defense. You deserve security that does not feel conditional. You deserve to express fear without losing respect. And if you love a Scorpio, remember this. Beneath their composed exterior is someone who fears losing you more than they will ever admit. Reassurance does not weaken them. Consistency strengthens them. Loyalty calms their storm. Scorpio does not control because they crave power. They control because they fear losing what matters most. But when they learn to trust their resilience more than their fear, their love becomes the most powerful force in the room. If this resonated with you, comment Scorpio below. Share this with someone who needs to understand the emotional truth behind this sign. And subscribe to continue this series, where we reveal the hidden emotional patterns of every zodiac sign.